Wednesday, 12 p.m. on the East Coast, and it's Thursday, and it's the Live Video Hub show, and I'm joined today by Erin Strayer. Erin, hello!
Hello!
That's got the show off to a good start. Let's see who's around. And Dean is here. Good morning, Dean. And good morning, Corinda. Nice to see you both. I think it's possibly afternoon where Corinda is, but we're not that bothered. This is in the UK. And hello, you two.
Hello, April.
From April. Brilliant. We're off to a flying start. And hello, Erin, says Corinda.
Hello.
Hello, says Jason.
Hey, Jay.
And Dean's saying hello to April. This is
the community's here.
Everybody's here, and it's wonderful to see you all. So just want to say, first of all, as we've got to, welcome to, well, don't have to, but I'd like to say welcome to the show. We're going to sort of do a bit of history, but it's only recent history. And we're going to look at Live Video Hub and why live cross-posting is so effective. And Erin knows how effective it is because, well, you want to tell your story, Erin?
Yeah.
Okay, then go.
Yeah, I was so amazed. Facebook sends the prompts with how your feed is going, your interaction. If you guys monitor that like I do, I constantly am looking, am I up, am I down? And I was just blown away with my stats from last week. And I'm like, 109. I put the screenshot in the hub. 194% growth in 2 weeks. I know, I'm like all over myself. Like I can't even stop. You're muted, Stephen. I can't hear you.
Technical problems. That was me. You're actually reaching a new audience, aren't you?
Oh my gosh, unbelievable new audience, and like brand new eyeballs, brand new people, collaborations, reaching out. The lady on my show today is a hubber, and I'm loving it. Like it's really, really, it's awesome for extending and expanding your reach, your connections, the people. It's just really been, all I can do is it's attributed to the hub, which is great. Like, I'm going to give it all credit.
Thank you. I mean, I'm enjoying the same sort of performance as well on the shows that I do. And right, just to clarify something, John says he can see us, but there's no sound in his phone. Now, is that your old phone, John, or your new phone? Because John has got a new phone, so that may well be the cause of the problem. Corinda's saying, I wish you could do cross-posting on your profile as well. I wish Facebook would do cross-posting on profile. Anything's possible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would make a great deal of difference. And Dean's saying can hear us both.
Beautiful.
And Jason, yes, I can't keep up with this. Yes, he is. We'll get back to talking in a minute. April saying I've not been getting many views from the hub, but that could be due to the time of night of the broadcast. I think that the timing is partly part of the equation, but we're working out new ways to actually improve things. And Corinda says he agrees with you, Erin, and Kim is saying she can hear both of us. Brilliant, thank you. Dean is saying I've been thinking of using BLIFbot to try and get more subscribers. Right, and he feels he's fallen flat. Any advice to somebody who's just getting going on live video?
On live video, I think, I know for me, I am 100% organic, meaning I've not ever paid to promote my show. I've not ever, put ads up against any one of my live videos to get more views, get more people. And I'm a pretty solid when it comes to the people that are watching you. know, love, and trust you already, Stephen. And it's Stephen or Dean? Who's that question? Dean. Yep. Sorry. And like, those are your hot people, right? Like, I feel that if you get them to start talking about you and say, hey man, can you like spread the word? Can you help me share this out? You know, especially if you're just starting. I know a lot of my people really helped me sharing the videos and sharing it out and promoting, you know, my links to specific videos when I started. And it was slow, but it's been a year. I mean, it's been a year for me.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you build slowly, and as RJ, who's just joined us, would say, if you build one conversation at a time or one show at a time, then you're not actually stepping, you don't have to go backwards, because every time you actually have a conversation with somebody, either during or after the show, then they become involved in the show and will look forward to the next one as much as we do to actually creating them. So
100%. Yeah, it's the relationship that you form with those people.
That's totally it, because it's a one-to-one thing, and we say, well, let's just go through this so that
you're not going to be able to keep up today.
I'm not. This is a record. We've had 33 comments in 7 minutes.
I know.
So quickly then, before
let it roll. They're all talking amongst themselves.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. Conversation's taking place.
Awesome.
And be live in 5. Now, if April is actually commenting as herself, then this can only be Brigetti, and I'll just try and read it out. Just jumped on, not sure if it's already been said. I do love the idea behind cross-posting. What I don't like is you can't see the comments from the. It's April. You can't see the comments from the locations where you cross-posted while you're live. Right. Okay. That is
that, right? Yeah.
Okay. How do you handle that?
How do I handle that? So when I initially set up my post, I go in and right at the top, like I put my topic. Like today is I don't even know what's my topic today. The secret gateway to self-love is my topic today. And right under that is click here to comment live with a link right to my page. And then under that is the description of what I'm going to talk about. So like they don't have to read past the second sentence to know that they have to click out of the hub to go to my site to comment so that I can see that.
Yeah, and I do exactly the same. And then after the show, this is the key thing, after the show as well, what you can do is to go to Insights, click on the show, and it will show you the stats from the original page. But down below, it will show you everywhere it's been cross-posted. And if you click on the name, Be Live in 5 or US Hub or whatever it happens to be, if you click on the name, it takes you straight to the post and you can see any comments. Now, if you have a cross post and there's no comments there, then you know you don't need to click it. But if you have comments, then you can actually click it and you can go and see and respond to those comments after the show. If we both had a wish list for Facebook for this thing, because it's a beautiful thing, this video, live video cross posting, is if we could see the comments whilst we're live.
Yeah.
And I need to backtrack and tread carefully for a moment.
I know. Yeah, you got some keeping up to do over there. It's kind of fun to be on this side.
And RJ is saying, agreeing with you, never make people look for the link. As you've got it, it should be near the top.
Make it easy. You got to make it easy for people. You know, we're busy. You know, you're lucky to have my time in the middle of the afternoon, right? Like, yeah, it's prime lunchtime here. I go live in 50 minutes on my show, right? So, like, that's right in the middle of the afternoon because that's what works with my schedule because I get to make my own schedule, right? But April's thing as far as and Dean's specifically for growing his audience, how do we get those people to come in, even though we know 70+% of all views come on replays? So Dean, just kind of put that in your pocket and sit on that and know that. And I want to loop back around real quick while you're catching up, Stephen. One thing to Dean, when I started, Dean, I would inside of the comments of my video, I would tag specific people that I thought would be interested, people that I thought would help me out or comment on this video, because that's what gets it traction. And I would comment on, that's a great idea, Jason, too. That's a really great idea. I would tag specific people, Dean, underneath my video so that they would go and watch it or comment on it. So just some ideas to get some traction for you and still keep it organic at the same time. There are already people that know, like, and trust you. They already follow you. They're already in your world as far as that goes.
True. And I thought Be Live in 5 earlier was April. My apologies, April. Because it is in fact Theone. Hello, Theone. And Theone is on her phone and can't. So we've gone international because Theone's in Adelaide. So we're definitely across the globe today.
Where's Theone?
Adelaide, Australia.
Oh,
in Adelaide, Australia. You find, because they're 12 hours, 9 or 10 hours different from the UK and 14 hours different from you, it's very difficult to actually catch the shows. Yeah. But it is worth catching the replays if you can't catch them live.
Yeah, I got a strong following in New Zealand, and it's tomorrow. It's 16 hours ahead of me.
Yep.
And I'm like, whoa!
Yeah, it can get confusing, can't it?
Yeah.
And I'll just say, never make them look for the link. I'm just trying to catch up. And April saying, I do what Aaron suggests for cross-posting, including the original show in the comments. But it is confusing if you're jumping into a live just when the notification appears.
Right.
We need to make a banner which we can show on screen, which says, look up at the post. I'll work on that.
That was Jason's comment too, I think, in there, as far as putting the link on the screen or directing them to the link to comment live.
Yeah. Right. I just want to take Corinda's comment here, because the call to action used to be, before live video cross posting, was please share the show if you like it.
Right.
Some people thought that was rude, but as was the only call to action in the whole show,
right,
we thought it was reasonable. But now that we're actually appearing live, you and I, on 9 different pages at the same time, and on the share on my profile, and in the BLIFbot group, we've already effectively been shared 11 times.
Right.
So,
that sharing too is different than automatically going live, right?
Oh, it is, yeah.
It's an additional action that we, as the streamers, have to do. Like, it's an additional button where the cross-posting is done ahead of time, and it's a decision that we make ahead of time that now we don't have to worry about when we're streaming. So there's a little bit of a difference there too, and as far as the terminology. So,
indeed. Now, to a suggestion. Kim's saying she's been using RJ's suggestion of having a border on the show that tells people how to hop into a coffee bot. Oh, I'd love to visit the coffee bot. In fact, I will. It's been incredible in growing the following and engagement.
So you've put it on your border, Kim, then, to like comment live to get reminders. Is that what you're doing with your bot? I know I've been doing that, but I've not actually done it as a border with the Be Live call to action where it streams across. That's what I've been doing, as using it as a call to action type live in the comments to get reminders, get a heads up. We're all busy.
Yeah, we are. Totally. Yeah. I mean, but they were getting some great suggestions coming in.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about live videos, is that people share. Not the show, but share knowledge.
Yeah. I don't know. Dean, you can reach out to me if you want, because I got like a handful of more tips that I can help you out with if you want with what I do. I have a whole social media posting schedule that I use too. That might be something that you can plug into getting some traction. So you're welcome to reach out to me if you want to.
But, well, yeah, I mean, Excellent. I mean, that's an offer I would certainly take up, Dean. And an explanation from Theoni as to why she's actually watching us at 1:40 a.m. in the morning. Wow.
The full moon got you up, Theoni?
It's 1:40 a.m. here. I'm up because of the World Cup, and so you were live. Well, of course, the World Cup has started today, which means we've got 4 weeks of soccer, which is absolutely brilliant if you're a soccer fan. And England are playing. So
good girlfriend that played in the Women's Cup.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And I only follow it because of her.
Yeah, I mean, women's soccer is becoming big, isn't it? Throughout the world.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the world's #1 team.
I do.
USA does, yes.
Yeah.
#1 in the world.
Yeah, this lady actually plays for Vancouver, for Canada. So.
Oh right. So yep. My apologies.
No, that's fine. You wouldn't know because I'm U.S. So that's an assumption for sure.
All right. Okay. So we're going to go with Jason's suggestion about putting it on screen, that you need to click the link above. And then we're going to head over to the BLIFbot and take a look at that as well. Absolutely brilliant.
What time's your show, Kim? I want to know what time your show is. I don't even know if she comments back in.
Right. And Jason's saying you can get a URL for your bot.
Yeah. And that's highly recommended too. A lot. RJ recommends that. I think. Does the hub have their own URL?
Well, only the one that Facebook gives you.
Okay.
At the moment.
Yeah, and then you can shorten that in your Bitly or whatever shortener you like and make it so it's not 100 miles long.
Squidge it. Well, it makes it easy for people to type. But yeah, personal URL is good. And right, okay. Your definitive answer that is not yet.
Yeah.
On the bot for the hub. So that sounds promising to me.
That's really exciting, though. Are we still talking about cross-bot posting, or can we talk about the really cool bot that you got hooked up?
Right. You're good. You're so good.
And
that's why I enjoy broadcasting.
So cool.
We're going to talk about discoverability.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is cool. And RJ is watching, so we can both say in unison, this is cool. Because RJ has developed a bot, and the bot is to help everybody who's got a live show on the Live Video Hub to be found, which is amazing.
And if you guys haven't got the link yet to put your show inside of here, let Steven or RJ know. They'll send you is the link somewhere?
Yeah, I'm just going to, if you can, I'll post it.
Yeah, and pretty much it's the name of your show and when you go. What's your show, what time it is, and they take care of the rest of it. And how brilliant is that going to be? So people can come on through and pick what they want to watch and find them.
Well, it blows me away. I think it's two things. One is the simplicity of it. Even registering is an enjoyable, and then actually operating it. You go to the bot, you say, and you greet it very personably, and it says, well, okay, which of these topics are you interested in? You pick a topic, and then it shows you all the shows, and you pick a show. It will give you a graphic. Now, just a moment. I was shown a graphic just before we came on air, and we've been talking about graphics, but I think when everybody sees Jason, the graphic that Jason's going to use, it's darn good. It's thinking out of the box. So
I can't wait, Jason. I can't wait to see what you're going to use.
So discoverability. If you have a show and it's on the Live Video Hub, then all you need to do is click that link, and you'll be taken through a series of questions which ask you about your show. In actual fact, if we bring this up on screen, and there we have it. So
Drop the discoverability there so we can read that, what that looks like.
yeah, I'm going to try take it full screen. How's that?
Oh yeah, there you go. Good. Oh,
Yeah.
there it is. Yep.
So those are the details you need: show title, date, time, short description, the page that you're actually broadcasting from. If you have a bot, a link to the bot, and that's sort of a great part of this service is that if you've got your own bot, then you can link. Sorry, I was distracted. You can link your bot directly to it, and you can go straight from the live video hub straight to your own personal messenger bot. I'll take that down. People have got an idea of what it's about. But it is about being found, because since Blab disappeared, we've not had any way to find shows. Whereas with discoverability, you will get found. And
Yeah.
Audrey and I would, yeah, sorry, go. Because you were filling it in earlier, weren't you?
I was. And I got, well, I was filling it in from my phone, and then I got to go get the link, and I had to come up, and I got sidetracked. So I'm still inside of filling it out.
All right, okay. And do you want to talk a minute about show cards while I go and try and find one?
Sure. Show cards are super important. Yeah. What do you want me to talk about? Why you need them? Why you should have them? It's all about promoting your show, all about promoting you, making sure people know what time you're on, where you're going to be, who's going to be with you if you're having a talk show and it's a scheduled talk show, interview, hot topics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But basically, a show card is, there are two ways to market. You either push things out and you've got to chase people, or you find a way of attracting people and people come to you. Now, in terms of attracting people, if you've got a good show card, then people will be grabbed by the simplicity and beauty of it, but also once they've seen it 3 or 4 times, it will stick in their memory. Yeah. So whenever they see the card, even without looking at the text, as soon as they see familiar images, then people will be attracted to watch the show. And just to give an example, this is the show card for yesterday with myself and RJ, which is Let's Build a Bot for the Live Video Hub. So that's the title. Then you can see RJ and myself, and you've got RJ's logo on the right-hand side, and then you can see the date and time we're on. So what's it about? Who does it involve? When is it? Who, what, when? And those are the things you want on your show card. And the more enticing the show card is, then the more people will become involved. And I think for next week's show, it would be good to actually gather some show cards. In actual fact, one of the byproducts of registering with Discoverability is you put your show card in there, which we can then use for further promotion. So we can, this is opening up so many different possibilities. So Barb, that is what a show card is. And right, I knew this was going to happen someday. What does discoverability mean? RJ. Right. It's actually RJ's word, but the ability to be found.
Absolutely, the ability to be found, recognized, become a magnet. It's like, to me, it's like a lighthouse, right? Like you need a lighthouse to pull you into the harbor so that you can dock, right? Like that's what discoverability. I know that's an RJ-ism word. We all have our own terminology. But to me, that's what that means. It's like flipping the magnet on, turning the light on so people can find you.
And we've got it right, because RJ says we've got it right. Yeah. So there we are. Discoverability is not in the Oxford English Dictionary yet.
No, it's not.
It's going to get there. It's going to get there.
It's going to have a little box.
It does it encompasses what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so filling it in, was it straightforward to do?
Yeah. For me, yeah, easy, super easy, super easy. But yeah, I like the terminologies that said this is easier done from your from your desktop, basically. Because I was I had started it on my phone, and I'm like, oh, yep, I gotta go grab those links. I gotta go get those things. I gotta open another tab. Yeah, so that was key. I thought that was brilliant that was put in there.
And confirmation from April that discoverability is in Wikipedia. So
I was wondering if it was in the W book.
All right, okay, and we have the Wikipedia definition. Discoverability is the degree to which something, especially a piece of content or information, can be found in a search for a file, database, or other information system.
Beautiful.
Perfect. Beautiful. That's what it is. That's what it's all about.
I love it.
And it's so easy to use that you can just enter your information. And as a viewer, as a user, the live video hub, which is where all this is taking place, then becomes the Facebook Live equivalent of a television channel, because you can search by category. You don't have to search through listings. You don't have to look at 147 pages. It's all on one page. You can search by category. You can find the show you're interested in. You can go and watch the next live show. You can set a reminder for the show. You can visit the bot. You can visit the Facebook page, all within the space of seconds. So it makes life a lot easier. And let's say 147 people actually shows on the hub at the moment. And all of that means for that to take place that I've actually had 147 conversations, which that's why I'm taking the break this weekend.
You deserve it.
So, yeah, I mean, it is about conversations. It's about building an audience one person at a time by having the conversations. And Jason is saying, my card does not have the timer yet, but we're working on setting up a shooting date. Brilliant. Okay. I'll show you Jason's card last week. I apologize for teasing you this week.
Yeah, it's like a carrot. You're dangling it.
No, well, Pete, you can get creative with show cards. You can get totally creative. I mean, my mind's too logical. Yeah, my mind says text, 2 people, time. Yeah, whereas if you sort of, I can't paint, can't play an instrument, so I just go with the logical side of things. But there are some very creative people, aren't there?
Yeah, mine doesn't. Mine only has my guest on it. It has the name of my show, my guest, their name, and what time.
Brilliant.
Per their time zone too. Like I dictate the time on the card per their time zone. So if my guest is in Pacific Standard Time, then it'll have that time on it. So.
Yeah, that's another of the keys. We are international, and just putting one time on it can confuse people, because if your audience is on the Pacific coast, or your audience is in New Zealand, or your audience is in the UK or in Moscow where the football's being played, then you've got to put the times on, haven't you? Because then it makes it easier for people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To make those conversions, because it's super hard. Okay, wait, did they go through a time change? Is it 15 or 16 hours different than me now? Are they 2 or 3 hours behind me? Yeah. Who's going to come on to take my spot? Because I got to hop off here to go do my show. Who's coming on?
Right. Type guest to join us join me on camera. And just before you go, just from Bob. Bob is saying, when I want something fast and easy, I use Canva. I think Canva's first class, isn't it?
I do too, Barb. Yeah, I love Canva. It's a tab that's always open on my screen. Like always.
On mine too, especially first thing in the morning when I've got to do the card for the BLIFbot group with the date and time on it. And right.
Yeah.
Erin, thank you for joining me.
What a delightful. I love this. It's like just energizes me before my show. It's awesome.
Something happens when we get together on the show. It just sort of takes off and people join in, and that's a fantastic thing that happens.
I turned the light on, man.
You surely did. And Jason's saying, hey, he's got a question. Can a show sponsor an ad boost on the live video hub?
Ooh.
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 Well, I think
on that conversation. I ain't going yet.
Jason, if you want to join us, just please do type guest and join on camera. Other than that, just to take the question in general terms, anything that's allowed by Facebook will be allowed by the hub. So if you want to place an ad and sponsorship, then wait a minute, we've got an indecipherable ooh, which means that.
What's that mean, RJ? Is she thinking?
Okay. There's a. I've wanted to say this ever since the bot signal started business, which is RJ's podcast. Jason, there's a bot signal on the way to you. Oh dear. Priceless. Yes. And Corinda's saying, and Bob's saying that's a great question, Jason. So when RJ and Jason are finished talking, if you either one of you or both of you could come back with an answer. And as I say, Bob's saying it's a great question.
Yeah, and that's a great another conversation, and maybe not live, to whether or not that's, where are you going with that thought comment there, Jason, with the direction of it, because I feel like I'm thinking something that you're not saying.
You mean the current comment?
Jason's comment about sponsoring on the hub.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I think RJ is going to talk to him about that. I don't know. All right. Okay. We're going to find out.
Yeah.
He's saying, OMG, I just got done working out.
Oh, come on, Jay. Just run your fingers through your hair and get on here, because I got to go.
Right. Well, Jason has typed guess. And Bob's saying, we want to know. Brilliant. And we'll get the answer in a moment. And we'll get an explanation, actually. Because the thing is, when you actually do a comment, it's a sort of précis of what you want to say, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So if you get Jason on screen, he can explain more fully. Yeah,
for sure. But that's an interesting thought. It can go, hey, can I sponsor my own show, or can we be sponsored by, or how do we get in and go into collaboration? There's multiple different interpretations of his question.
Well, for the definitive question, we turn to in 3, 2, 1, and say hello, Jason.
Hello.
Right.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Very good. Very good.
Good.
Awesome. What's your question? Lay it out.
So, cross-posting it's kind of in a passive-aggressive way combining two brands, so two identities, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's kind of you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Sure.
So, if the following is there and someone's just getting started, if there was an option for someone to invest money, very small, just something, because right now the audience is, we're talking about 160 immediate followers.
50, 45. Yeah. How many on the hub right now?
Yeah. And so what if it's just geared to that group of people and their friends or like interest, and that person is, say, a show is saying, here's some funds, run a small boost, and that's helping their brand along with getting exposure to live video hub.
So are you suggesting each one of us put I'm just throwing out another $5 into a kitty for Live Hub to boost our shows?
Well, you could go a collective route, but I was thinking more of an individual, because I know some people are, at different levels of where they're at. They're just starting off, or they've been doing it for a while.
Right.
And obviously, people want to be able to prosper and grow in their brand, and they need to take steps, accordingly. So sure. I'm thinking, if someone has the means to do it, boosting with the Video Hub, I think would be a good introduction to people that don't just kind of escalate already what's happening.
So are you thinking that that's like an option as like a package deal to come into the hub? Like the hub's free, but as an option, you could pay for this additional opportunity to get endorsed, sponsored, whatever that word is you want to use.
Right. It's kind of endorsed because you're really the person that says, okay, let's say I put in $20. I say, can I get a $20 boost? Basically, RJ or Steven operate that on their end, and basically the options are real easy. Just to start off small. People that are following the page and their friends. That's it. So it's a small reach, but it's a little boost.
But those, again, are targeted, hot, like-minded people,
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
That's an interesting thought, Stephen.
It is. I'm listening intently.
Because to be honest with you, right now, and I hope I'm not getting any feedback, echo on it, but right now I did for my page, I've got a pretty large number of followers, but there's no engagement because they're not really like-minded. I'm sitting on 12,000 followers, but I get no engagement because it was just the wrong tribe.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother conversation.
Well, there was a what's his name, Robert or whatever his name is, would say there was a strategy behind that for people in the States. But I would love to chat about that. But yeah, the sponsorship, I think that's still playing by the rules. I know RJ and I spoke about making sure we play by the rules with Facebook, keep everybody happy. But I follow recently. I don't always follow Gary V, and he's basically kind of saying the same thing I was feeling, or had the assumption on where our organic reach is and what's the real outlook, and he's dropping ungodly amount of numbers on his traffic.
Right.
But we're basically at a point where there's no more real organic reach on our ROI of our pages. It's us just hustling nonstop, and so that's something that you have to really sit back and say, okay, we're in a situation where I'm trying to be polite about it, but you have to pay to play.
Oh yeah. But RJ's quite taken with the idea and says, I think we could run a pilot project with Jason, see how it goes, and if it goes well, offer it to everyone.
Interesting.
Okay, sure. Yeah. You were going to say something, Aaron.
I got a whole mouthful, but I'm going to save it. What I guess in a nutshell, what I was going to say is based on your numbers and on your comment about dropping money for, Gary V and him dropping numbers and those kind of things to get the numbers. What's more beneficial, having a whole bunch of people that aren't engaged or a smaller number of people and you have 99 comments in 40 minutes?
Right. Yeah, you're totally right. So I'm going to let you know on a little theory that I tested, and it did help. So the large number was basically a tactic because you and I both know people in the States, unless it's got the happy value meal, they don't want to engage. If they don't see the numbers there, they think you're not worth it. Exactly. So that's what that tactic was. It wasn't really to.
He was targeting his overseas clients.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so to get that number, because every time I show someone in the States, yeah, I got these amount of following, the reaction is always the same. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. So that's exactly what I was going for. Just that one reaction. But that was it. But the like you said, the fact still remains. You can have 150, but the engagement is outstanding, right?
And all 150 of those people are willing to reach in their wallet and hand you their credit card without even asking what your price is.
That's exactly right. So
I'd rather have that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Me too.
And I'm going to leave on that note.
Erin, thank you for joining today, and
you're welcome.
See you again soon. Take care.
Okay, we'll see you in the hub. See ya. It's good to see you guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
And just to leave on the note that Erin did a comparison of 2 weeks' figures, and after a week on the hub, her figures were increased by 194%.
Oh, absolutely. It was awesome.
Which is absolutely awesome. And just to want to take Barb's comment here. Barb is saying she hits roadblocks with women who understand what I'm doing, but do not want to go live with me. Not sure what to do. Right. So that's a situation. It's camera confidence, isn't it?
Yeah, or maybe it's a situation of where looking in the wrong direction. You know, I mean, I'm a great example of even if you try to throw something as far as, you know, monetary asset or money at it, it's not going to fix it all. You know, you got to find the right people that are ready to connect with you. You know, and that's the struggle.
Yeah, and just it is a struggle. But to go back to the camera confidence, what you could do, because it's been in public, and I mean, I'm just chatting to Jason now. That's all. Basically, that's the way I look at it. That's the mindset I've got, and I know people are watching, but my concentration is on the conversation that we're having. You need to. What you could do is to start a private group. Invite your friends into that group so that any people in the group, the only people who can see the show are you and your friends, and practice. And bring the first one friend on, chat to her, then bring a second friend on, talk with her, then a third friend, and do it that way to give people confidence of being on camera. Then, from your circle of friends, invite more people into the group who are not going to come on camera, they're just going to watch. So that way you can build up the confidence of your guests, and you can also, at the same time, build an audience for when you do step outside the front door and go live publicly on Facebook. So that's one approach. And it's basically, and Bob's saying there's no money involved, but basically that is one approach to it. I mean,
right. So let me see if I can clarify though with Barb. Is it confidence for lack of confidence for her, like she doesn't feel comfortable on the camera, or is it the lack of confidence for your guests?
I can say with some confidence that Barb is confident on camera.
Yes, I would think so.
Yeah, I've been watched a couple of shows, so but Barb, if you could answer, that would be good. Do you yourself feel confident? Sorry.
My approach would be test. You know,
yeah,
change things up, test it, a different look, a different topics, you know, but still kind of staying on her overarching message or topic, to see what chimes in with the immediate presence of people that you have. You know, she said, ladies do understand what she's doing. She's not but they don't want to go live with her. So, yes, I do, but they're shy. Yeah, that's to me. I would test. You know, is it a situation of your setting might be intimidating? Like they don't want to get on because they don't want to show inside their house. It could be the atmosphere, it could be the way they look. There's so many different things that a person is influenced on whether or not they're going to get on camera or not. That's why it is with all my clients. You know, I don't know where their head's at until I finally put the camera in front of them, and then I realize, okay, they need to be distracted, or they need to have a second to take a breath and just ignore the fact that have this device in front of them. So I would test. I would try different approaches.
I presume a lot of your clients must be totally new to the camera.
I'm sorry?
A lot of your clients must be totally new to the camera. They've never done it before.
Yeah. And most of the time, not only is it very new to them, but they also have no time to talk to me. So they have no time even for the shoot. So, for example, medical staff, doctors literally will walk in and say, you got 5 minutes with me. And it's not that they're being rude or mean, they're helping people out. You know, they're in healthcare. So, there's a lot of hurdles on a weekly basis that I have to try to manage.
Right, and I'm going to try and bring this back on topic because Robert's not with us today, so I stand a chance. Just to go back to the live video hub, you've got a show on there tomorrow night,
yeah,
as well as on your own page. Do you want to talk about the show? Because it is a rather special show, which I enjoyed watching the last one. So if you want to talk about your show for a moment, that would be
sure.
Brilliant.
So right now I'm producing 3 concepts. I'm producing a chef, and I'm producing a bartender, and then along with my concept. And so what we do is we do a shoot of 3 different individual clips, episodes, and about halfway through the night, around 6 o'clock, we'll turn on the stream. And so whatever's happening in the studio at the time, we will, engage with his following, his friends, the people that are liking his page. So my wife will kind of host that, and they get to see the live switching. They get to see, as far as people online, they get to see, kind of maybe hear me in the background talking and directing them a little bit, and they get to see the show being made before I actually chop it up. So it's kind of like a fly on the wall, and that's the same thing with the chef. We do the same thing, except we do actually in my house for that one instead of the studio. So tomorrow will be the bartender.
Do you happen to know what he's going to be mixing?
Oh gosh, he sent us the recipe list, and my wife is going to get it, so I do not know. All I know is I get to enjoy the drinks after every episode.
Perks of the job.
Oh my gosh.
There you are. And RJ is saying if you can drop a link here later when you got it all scheduled and everything, she would love to see that one. I think that's the type of show which is informative, educational, and entertaining. So it fulfills all those 3. And the other thing is that as far as broadcasters, so you've got 2. I'm sure that Barb and RJ would like to share the sample the drinks as well, but obviously virtually it's a bit difficult.
Really good.
But you've got the education, the entertainment, and that's already built in. But from a broadcaster's point of view, what you've also got is that because you live video is your world and has been for a number of years, that your setup is, well, we love BLIFe, but it is not what you do, is it? Can you explain a little bit about how you work? So
I create content for clients. Majority of it, I would say 80% of it is video production work. Sometimes we get into graphics, sometimes we get into concept designs, website designs, but I do not touch websites, but I help the creative process. That's where I basically shine for my clients. They know they want to get a certain topic or certain message addressed. They just are not sure the best way to go about it. Now, my approach is not to be a Mr. Know-it-all and tell them you need to do this or that, but it's my approach and my job is to study where their strengths at, find the story, and produce that and make it visible to achieve the most out of the content created.
That's something we're all trying to do, is actually to tell a story.
Yes.
But I'm going to assume here the story is not always self-evident, and the story the client wants to tell may not be the best one.
Right. Usually it's too. If you're looking for a caregiver, for a doctor, and let's say you were just diagnosed with something okay. That's life-changing, and you want to find who's around you. Your life has changed, things are completely flipped upside down, and you can go in blind, or there might be content and media online that will give you the opportunity to kind of meet who's out there. And obviously, if your insurance or whoever provides, if you're given the options, you're gonna want to investigate who's getting ready to treat you. And so there's that deep connection. Now, if you go over and ask the doctor, what do you do and what do you do for patients, they might break down every medical process and just get very formal with it. And the patient doesn't want to hear that. The patient wants to hear who they are. Where's their mind at when I have to be treated by you? What kind of personality are you? And that's where I develop stuff, for our clients.
Brilliant. If, as Jason's here, if anybody's got any questions, then please ask. If you are Mr. Robert C. Stern and you just commented and you want to join us for a moment, then please type guest and you'll get a link and you can join us as we round off the week. I'm heading over to Germany tomorrow, so this is my last show until next week. So it'd be good to wind down for a moment.
Yeah.
I'm just totally amazed, though, that how live video has taken off in the last 12 months and how many people are getting involved. I mean, we're seeing a steady influx of people joining us. It's not the same group. And talking to people joining us, we're saying good day to Mr. David Burrows in Canada. And I know David's in Canada, so I'm on a good point there. I'm okay there. When I said Erin was Erin is in the USA, but her friend was in Canada, because they're not quite the same country, are they?
Yeah.
You've got to give Canadians respect for being Canadians. You can't. I'll stop waffling now. Okay. Now
but
today,
yeah, that's what I do as far as my regular job and company. Yep. And that's just help create content, because that's what we need. If you're in the if you're in the position of, hey, internet, this is what I do, this is what I want to share. I'm sitting over here and look in this direction. You got to have something for them to look at, to read, to understand, to process, to connect with.
And it's making that connection that actually determines whether you're doing a good video or a bad video.
Yeah. And quite frankly, you don't know what that connection is every time. You have no idea what's going to chime in with your followers, with your tribe, or whatever. That's what we were talking about with Barb. She's trying to encourage people to engage with her. Maybe she just hasn't hit the particular, element or topic, that she's working with him. Robert. See? I do a webcam.
There you go.
Welcome.
How you doing?
Welcome. We've gone through the agenda today. Erin joined me earlier in the show. I don't know whether you caught it.
No, I was
Erin
actually on a client call.
All right, brilliant. Well, I got to say this: the first 30 minutes, and well, in fact, the whole show is worth watching on the replay.
Well, that's because you stayed on agenda. I wasn't part of it, so you were able to get that information out. So now that I'm here, it just goes down.
I already messed it up for him. I feel like that.
No, I caught the tail end what Jason was saying, though. We kind of touched it the other day when the three of us were on with.
Indeed. And Bob saying or not explaining it correctly. I agree, Jason, which is back to your previous comment. And okay. Another good friend of ours, the best explained before I read the comment, and downhill it goes.
Yeah, of course, RJ.
No, I got to say this: the show improves when you join it, Robert, and that's
because now there's somebody to actually pick on.
No, there's somebody to agree with.
No, but what Jason's saying, with the whole idea, everything we do on social media is about stories. It's a story. It can be about your personal life. It could be about business. It's everything we're pushing out there, quote, as content, is all about the story, whether it's about you personally, about something that's going on in your life, whether somebody is sick and they're asking for prayers, whether they're saying happy birthdays. It's all storytelling if you think about it.
Yep.
And it goes to what Barb said, or not explaining it correctly on the business side. If you're not explaining the story correct, I just got off a 90-minute strategy session with somebody who now has decided to take me on full time as a client.
Congrats.
Thank you. No, it was a good one. Because now I'm going to be doing, instead of just coaching her, she just wants me to do social media management. I was like, okay, that's a different level.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's all about conveying the message of what you want to get out there. So going back to our conversation the other day where Jason brought up about the roofer, it's about conveying what he is, how he's passionate about it, how it becomes. When you're coming on camera, if you're going to do live streaming, or RJ's a great example. I mean, there's nobody more passionate about messenger bot service than RJ. I mean, she just, it oodles out of her.
Yeah.
It's just, and that's what shows, because it shows she cares about what's going on and what's doing. I'm about social media that way. Jason's about video. Steven's about BLIFe and the hub. You could tell when people talk about something they're passionate about, it comes across differently. It's more natural. It's more brilliance, shall we say, that it really shows to the person. And that's what entices the people to want to know more about that. If they have an interest in that, they're going to keep coming back to you about that subject.
And the reason why that works is because we are constantly bombarded with, excuse the expression, but BS, to where we're more sensitive to spot that, to spot when it's fake, to spot when it's not legit, and there's an agenda. And we just, it's like you can just sense it.
Yeah. I mean, we all want more clients. I mean, Jason wants more clients. I want more clients. RJ wants more clients. Everybody wants more clients. But coming out here, it's not about, hey, I got a new program.
Right.
If you're out there just doing the ShamWow, I call it the ShamWow guy. It's just that infomercial. Buy now, buy now. And if you act now, I'll throw on an extra thing. It's just not going to work anymore.
Yeah.
Passion for your topic, passion for your subject. And this show has been full of passion from beginning to end. But we're coming up to the hour, and we know what happens at the hour. People have got things to do. But Robert, thank you for joining us. And Jason, another masterclass. Thank you, sir. Because I think you've helped Barb with two approaches that she can actually use to get her friends on camera with her. So we look forward to seeing you and your friends, Bob, on camera, on BLIVe, of course. Not that I'm biased. And well, the point was made earlier. Would you take 1,000 viewers, or would you take 100 comments? Well, today we've had the 100 comments. That's, to me, is what a show is about. People. Everybody who's watched, you become so involved. Thank you for that. This show will be back next Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. You'll catch the shows Monday through Friday, and you'll catch Robert. That was the lead, Robert. Where will we catch Robert?
Oh, I don't have any live shows planned. I was like, do I have something planned I don't know about? Wait.
Well, I'm going to make this simple. You'll find both Robert and Jason on the live video hub, and from there you'll find their pages and you can link to them. And if you want to talk to anybody this is the point, if you want to talk to anybody who's in the show today, just click their name and message them, and that's networking. And this has been networking. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you all again soon. Bye for now. And end broadcast and